Billy Prim's story is one of humble beginnings. A boy from Boonville, North Carolina, whose interest in business was born from his family's farm supply company. Prim has built his business resume across a variety of industries, but tonight we recognize him for a timely vision and creative concept with propane cylinder exchange on a national level. He may have gotten a few strange looks when he proposed his company name, Blue Rhino, but Billy Prim had a purpose. Darryl McClendon, an LP Gas Hall of Famer who worked with Billy, shared with us, "That's what struck me about Billy. He was quite a visionary. There are plenty of dreamers in the world, but he was one who acted on this opportunity." Here's the rest of Billy Prim's story.
A trip to Paris, an African safari, hours in a plane, and precious time to write a business plan. Billy Prim was about to build a propane industry company into a recognizable brand that would meet the needs of a wide range of consumers. But before Blue Rhino would become the largest propane cylinder exchange company in the U.S., Prim had to assemble the pieces in his mind. He had to witness the cylinder exchange concept while vacationing with his wife, Deborah, in Europe. He had to witness the sturdy build of a Rhino while on a photo safari in Africa, how it looked to him like a tank, and how it sparked an idea for a unique company name. He had to build the partnerships and raise the capital to fuel the growth, and that's exactly what he did. Blue Rhino Corporation launched in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, not far from Prim's hometown of Boonville in 1994. Prim based his vision for the business on the growth in outdoor living, the budding gas grill market, and consumers' constant need for 20-pound propane cylinders. It was just as important for Prim to build a brand around the Blue Rhino, something he felt customers would remember when they returned for another cylinder. Prim partnered at the outset with 5 major retailers of gas grills. He considers the feat, taking the cylinder exchange concept to big box retailers across the country, as one of his biggest accomplishments. Prim employed leaders from inside and outside the propane industry to grow the business, including its national network of propane distributors. Blue Rhino also expanded into products that used its cylinder exchange service, including grills, patio heaters, and fireplace accessories. Blue Rhino had grown to more than 29,000 retail locations in 49 states and Puerto Rico when Feral Gas purchased the company in 2004. Billy is an entrepreneur in every sense of the word, Feral Gas CEO Jim Farrell said at the time. He has built this business from scratch by developing a tremendous distributor network. Prim helped inspire the creation of the National Propane Gas Association's Cylinder Exchange Council, and he served as its first chairman. Prim's effort on a national scale to put propane and propane products front and center for consumers in their backyards and on their patios throughout the country has earned him induction into the LP Gas Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Prim.
Okay, thank you. It's good to be back with some propane people. It's been a while. Been a long time for me, actually, but it's good to be back. I'll start out by thanking LP Gas Magazine for this event and this honor. What a great event, and what a good time. I got to also start out by thanking my wife, Deborah, and my family for letting me be the entrepreneur that I am and spend all the time and energy creating these ideas, and it takes, as everybody in this room knows, a lot of time to do that. We also got a lot of employees here. Blue Rhino, like every business, was built by forming a team and getting everybody together to believe in a mission and a purpose, that we worked our way through whatever problem came together. I got Mark and Abby, longtime employees, here with me at the table. I got a whole group of rhinos around, and I was going to list everybody, but I kept seeing different ones, and I don't want to leave anybody out. But I got to tell you how special all of you are. You're an important part of the Rhino family and of my family, and always will be. Thank you for all that you've done to create this. I also got to thank Farrell Gas and Jim Farrell. You know, when you sell your baby to somebody, it's tough, and you start to think about it, but they have taken care of Blue Rhino and taken it to new heights that is incredible, and it's such a good thing to see. And thank you for doing that, guys. You know, I come back here, and I've had the opportunity to be in several different industries and several different trade associations, but I got to tell you, the propane business is special. It is different. NPGA and you guys, you don't realize till you get into some of these other industries how special it is to have an industry that's made up of family-owned businesses for the most part, and the type of people that we have here that care about each other. Just a few stories, you know. I was starting Blue Rhino in the early days, and I was telling everybody I had this vision how to build this national business, and we were going to dominate backyard living. And I went to Daryl Ruth-Schneider over here, and I told Daryl my plans and told him I was going to buy 1 million tanks. And so he sort of looks at me, and so I start laying out all my plans, and I show him, you know, where I've got an opportunity to service Walmart, I got an opportunity to service Home Depot and Lowe's, and I kept seeing his eyes getting a little bigger, and he's leaning across the table, and then at the end I said, Daryl, I just got one problem. I need these cylinders on credit. Oh, here comes another. Well, we did work out a deal, and it's been many millions of cylinders, not a million, over the years, but it worked out because of people like that. We went through all kinds of issues with OPD valves and how we were going to incorporate those into this industry. And, you know, not many industries could do that because we didn't know who was going to pay for it, who's going to change out all these valves. But there's one central factor. We knew it was the safest way to do this. It was better for the consumer. It was better for the industry. So we found a way, and we found it through this group and the Cylinder Exchange Council, and it worked. Another thing that I really got to know this industry through was through our distributor network. We were starting the business, and I had this detailed plan about how I was going to build a distribution center and a refurbishing facility in the Southeast, and I was going to go to the Midwest and the upper Midwest, and I had about a 3-year plan. And so this thing was going along pretty good. We're installing all these locations. And I got a call one day from Home Depot, and they said, hey, Billy, we're opening up a new location in Seattle, and we need you at the grand opening. I said, well, you know that's not in this year's plan. They said, well, you either be there or we're going to find somebody else to be there. And I knew Gene Bassell was over there watching every move I made, so I said, I got my team together. And so we decided that we were going to put together a distributor network to utilize independent marketers throughout the country to deliver our product. And we were going to company operate the NFL cities. So basically, that's what Daryl McClendon did for me. He formed a group to company operate the NFL cities, and we found distributors to operate anywhere else. And Jeff Dean and Mark Zamora is here. We had the best time meeting all these characters all over the country. We had distributors from California to Maine to Puerto Rico to El Paso, you name it. And I've eaten in most of them's homes. Just the greatest group of people that's what really brought me to understand what this industry is all about. The type of people that make up this industry is what makes it special. Like any company or any organization, it's about the people in it. Guys, I'm going to leave you with one thought I was thinking about here. I've been talking a lot this week at Wake Forest and some of the entrepreneurial students, and talking about capitalism. And you know, I'll tell you that when we were a small cap public company at Blue Rhino, and as a public company, you're valued all about your growth rate, how you're going to grow. Well, we had pretty well tapped out the U.S. and Canada as far as geography, and you know, we were looking for places to grow before we sold to Farrell. We didn't, you know, we'd prefer to grow, but we had to grow. So I'm going to Mexico, I go to Brazil, I go to China, and I go to all these places. And what I found is in all these places, the government controls petroleum products. In other words, you have to buy it from the government, and they're going to tell you at what price you can sell it to somebody else. So the bottom line, our model didn't work anywhere else. And so we ended up selling to Farrell, and everything worked out really good. But I tell you that because I want you to remember what we have in this free market economy that we have. It creates innovation, it creates growth and opportunity for all of us. And it's something we all need to protect. We need to remember that as we think about being the entrepreneurs in this room that are trying to grow businesses. Is because of this free market economy we operate in. Thank you for everything.